Alrighty, I got my tea ready to go. Perfect. All right. Got my Lunar Dream blend with a little bit of mugwort. Let's see. Just to get a little cozy, to get ready. Hello, Jessica. Thank you for joining. All right. Poured some tea. Hope you guys are getting cozy too. Got the cards for our new moon in Capricorn. I learned a lot from the first stream. I'm going to give people a second to kind of join in. So we'll start pulling cards in a minute or two. I did want to give more of a little bit of a talk ahead of the card pulling, talk a little bit more about the new moon energy, about what maybe you might be feeling or being kind of inspired by during each full moon or new moon. Also want to give a little lay down of like how I would like the streams to go in the future from, going forward. So to give the chat a little bit of time to kind of filter in, just doing a little bit of a what is the energy of the moon, and then going into 5 minutes of just flowing with the stream. That's what I kind of titled the one card pulls for people, So if you would want that one card pull, I don't want to assume that just because you're here that you want a card pulled. So if you would like a card pulled, you can put your name and your zodiac sign, and I will pull a card for you. And then I'll get into the elemental readings. The earth signs, we'll start with earth signs because we are still in Capricorn season. So earth signs, and then we'll go into our water, our air, and our fire. So we're getting our cards ready. And we'll get ready to go in about a minute or so. For this new moon, since it is a new moon in Capricorn, and it's also like the second to last new moon in the astrological calendar. So what that means is usually Capricorn being an earth sign and new moon being the sign that, the new moon being the phase for planting new seeds. Our new moon in Capricorn means that we are really thinking about planning long term. Now, the cool thing about tonight is that the moon is also moving into Aquarius. So we're in between Capricorn and Aquarius. Aquarius asks us to dream big, to be innovators. Hi, Gaden. Thank you for joining. I'll see you all a little bit later. I just don't want to reschedule some stuff, but I appreciate you. So the new moon asks us to really think about what we are planning, right? Aquarius asks us to dream big, while Capricorn asks us to really step simply and plan simply and build with small steps. So if we have our New Year's resolutions, I remember growing up, our tradition was to do 12 resolutions. And as an adult, I've kind of whittled that down to one resolution, one really big goal, because you start to realize when you spend time with it, when you start to give this energy to it, that one big goal probably has a bunch of little steps in between. For example, a lot of people have physical goals, like health goals for their body and their well-being. And they can be a really big goal that they start off with, like, I want to be very active this year. I want to make sure I go X amount of times. I want to make sure that I have this weight goal, or I want to reset my nervous system in this way. And you realize that those are great goals to have, but the way that we get there is really the day by day. It's did you set up your water and your clothes? Did you set yourself up for success in those small ways? So Capricorn asks us to replace the word boring with thoughtful, necessary, mindful, right? So that's a little bit of how the new moon might be feeling. Actually, you know what? This new moon being in Capricorn, it might feel less about feeling and more about doing, right? Okay. Now, as I said before, after kind of going over the energies of the moon and what we might be inspired or called to in this moon, I would also like to go over how to get the one card reading. And that just means to please put your name in the chat if you would like a card pulled for you, along with your zodiac sign if you know your zodiac sign. All right. If not, we'll go ahead and jump into the earth signs since we're in Capricorn still for another 2 days until we go into Aquarius. And we'll jump into earth sign readings. Okay. All right. Prepping the cards a little bit. Thank y'all for joining. Okay. For our earth signs, that's Capricorn, Tauros, our Tauruses, and our Virgos. Okay. Ooh, thank you, Jessica. Okay, perfect. So I'll do a 1 card read for you before we jump into the earth signs. Okay. All right. All right. For Jessica, a fellow Scorpio. Thank you, Godin. All right. For Jessica, our fellow Scorpio, we have the Queen of Wands. I love this card because it really asks you to sit and remind yourself of your own personal light, of your own personal drive, and letting that really move you with intention. Our steps don't have to be loud, right? Oh, for Sophia. Oh, hi, Sophia. I'm glad you're joining too. Our steps don't have to be loud. Our movements don't have to be loud. Moving in silence and then still getting our goals is the real magic of making sure that we're just driving each day. Our steps are being taken by our own personal drive and passion, right? And that just means being guided by what makes you happy, being guided by what makes you feel alive internally, fuel your everyday. Okay, so a wonderful card of like the steps that you're taking right now are going to give you a lot of beautiful things in return, as long as they come from a really good place of, no, this feels purposeful, this feels aligned with me, this feels really great. All right, Godin, a Sagittarius, my favorite Sagittarius. Okay. Got it. We have the 7 of Pentacles. 7 of Pentacles is the card that asks us to look in our garden. That can be, what we have in terms of family and friends, in terms of work, any part that we're really trying to cultivate more in. It really asks us to reflect on what have been the wins and what have been the losses, like the hard challenges of our journey. And to keep moving with what has really brought you those wins, what has brought a really good feeling to you, and to let go and kind of prune, right? He's in the garden to cut out the things that really have made us feel more down, have made us feel like we're not blossoming in the way we need to. Okay, so it's kind of taking inventory, right? Checking to see for ourselves what has been working, what has not been working for us, for sure. Okay. And then Sophia is an Aquarius. Oh, your season is almost coming up, Sophia. That means your birthday's almost coming up. All right, Sophia. We've got the Ace of Swords. This is the I got an idea card. This is the card of epiphany. This is the card of whatever problems might have been coming our way this past 2 weeks to a month. Whatever's been on our mind, we might be having a breakthrough. We might be having an aha moment on how to solve it, how to move forward. The only thing with this card is it does ask us to, move mindfully. The solution might be harsh, if that makes sense. Like you might have come up with an idea like I'm going to squash this, I'm going to finish this, but just move with clarity and move like, don't be an asshole about a certain situation. I don't know why that's just don't be an asshole about a certain situation. Not that you are or usually are, it's just move mindfully. If you have the idea and you got the answer, move with it purposefully is kind of what this card is. Okay. Thank you for putting our name there. We're going to shuffle it back in and start with the earth sign readings. Okay. Alrighty. For our earth signs, we're going to go to what energy is coming up. Oh, earth signs. The 3 of Swords came up. Earth signs, are we good? Earth signs, there's a lot of hurt going on right now. There might be feelings of betrayal. There might be feelings of heartache right now. And this is a card that it's not trying to mask it. It's not trying to do like, oh, it's going to be okay. Don't worry about it. It's a, hey, right now things are really hard. Our heart might be hurting. My spreads always go to what's the energy, and I'm going to give a card on what to let go. Hi, Selena. What to let go, what to then bring in, what to focus on, and then a final card on like an advice, a suggestion. So right now, if we're feeling a little heartache, let's think about what we need to let go. Okay, earth signs. Earth signs, we have the Seven of Cups. Okay, Seven of Cups is a lot about kind of feeling lost a little bit sometimes. Maybe feeling a little lost, maybe feeling like I don't know what to do right now. Maybe a mental fog is kind of settling in. And so right now it's really just asking us to find a path forward. Any path forward, any movement forward, we'll deal with the consequences as they come, but right now a movement forward is needed, and not feeling stuck and not letting ourselves get stuck. So if we choose something, let's see, what should we focus on in terms of what we're choosing to move forward with? Our Nine of Cups. Okay, really trying to find contentment. Really trying to find the ways that we can celebrate ourselves in times when we are really stuck in our feels. Again, very validly, the Three of Cups says it's not fake. It's not just like in our mind. It is true her. The Nine of Cups asks us to really look, okay, what do we do well? What's our strengths, and how can we give ourselves more emotional value in that way? You know, really value and gratify our emotions in that way. The Nine of Cups really wants us to sit with ourselves and say, what supports do we have? What resources emotionally do we have, and to lean into them, right? Because they have a lot around them. And we can feel isolated if we don't lean into them. Okay. I always love going into the Magical Self-Care Tarot for the last card. It gives you a little ritual. So let me see here. All right. As an advice, as a way moving forward, let's see for our earth signs. Inspiration. Okay. This is a great card in terms of really finding our drive, our inspiration. It says self-care. Take inspired action. Say yes to what feels like a yes in your body. Act on an intuitive download. Don't overthink it. So basically, if something feels right, go for it, which is a really great way to counteract the Seven of Cups. Where you're like, I think this might be okay. I think this might be all right. I don't know. If it feels good, take it. Especially right now when we need something that feels good, take it. Okay. Hopefully that looks like I would say like something with your friends, something with family that helps you feel very supported, right? We need emotional support at this moment. All right. I dropped some cards. I want to make sure I ground those real quick. 2, 8, 10, 4. Okay. We're going to go into our water signs, I said next. I had mentioned before, I'm trying to give the stream a little bit more structure. So in between the elemental collective ones, so like in between the earth, water, fire, and air, I will try and do more of the flow with the stream. So again, if you put your name and your sign, I'll give you a 1 card read, and we'll go from there. All right. Okay. If not, we'll go on to our water signs as a whole. So water signs is Cancer, Scorpios, and our Pisces. Okay. All right. For my water friends, my fellow water signs, hello. Let's see. What is coming up for us, fellow water signs? Our 2 of Wands. We're looking for expansion. We're looking to move beyond our current situation. We are looking to expand, to grow, to widen our horizons. So let's see what we need to let go in order to expand and what we need to bring in. Okay, so in order to expand, let's let go of Page of Swords. Interesting. Okay, Page of Swords is a very childlike card. A card of curiosity, a card of like a student card, like I'm learning. This may be calling us to let go of any imposter syndrome of like, oh, I'm just starting off. I don't know if if I'm enough right now. I'm just starting off. I don't know if I have all the skills yet. If we're wanting to expand, we have to do. So don't get stuck in your own brain. Do act on it. Yeah. Let's see what we need to bring in more of. Queen of Swords. Yeah. Okay. So instead of looking at ourselves like the child, the like, I don't know if this is the right steps. Am I doing it okay? Act with confidence, act with clarity of, yes, this is what I'm doing. I'm doing my best with it. I have studied enough to at least try and do it well to the best of my abilities at this moment. So we're expanding by trusting our abilities. We're expanding by trying and not being afraid to try. Okay. Let's go ahead and get our little ritual card going. All right, we have the Hierophant. Oh, I have a love-hate relationship with the Hierophant because the Hierophant can be just a lot of structure, but also the Hierophant can be a lot of learning. And I do learn best in a classroom setting, so that makes a lot of sense. I know some people are like, no, I cannot have deadlines. I cannot have, just one person I'm listening to. Me, I thrive on that. I thrive on the structure. So it really depends, Either way, the point is to learn and to keep learning. All right, our Hierophant says in terms of the actual ritual. I don't go in here to necessarily read the meaning. We got that, but we need to get the ritual of it for self-care. Practice the art of bibliomancy. Go to a library, bookstore, or your own bookshelf. Pick a book at random. Flip to a page. Close your eyes and let your fingers find a spot. Then read that sentence. What does it mean to you? I love that. An excuse to go to a bookstore. Don't gotta tell me twice. All right. We'll go into our air signs next. And also I did figure out how to archive these. So I will be able to post them now on Instagram and YouTube since I got my YouTube set up. So I will be able to post them now. So you guys can look back at these in case you missed it or you wanted to recap. What was it? All right, so we're going on to our air signs. Air signs, we have Aquarius, like our Sophia. We have our Geminis and our Libras. All right, earth signs, what's going on for you? Okay. Earth signs, the Nine of Swords. Oh, sorry, air signs, excuse me. I think I was thinking of the earth signs because you guys got the Three of Swords and now our air signs have the Nine of Swords. Listen, I get it. The world's a little tough right now. Air signs, a lot of anxiety. I will say it's a lot of anxiety that is passing through. It's kind of the idea of nobody likes to throw up, but afterwards you feel better, right? So you're going through it right now. You're feeling all of the mental anxieties the world might be getting to you, family, friend things, whatever mentally is getting to you right now. You're going through it and it will pass. We just got to get through it. Okay. This might require us to do some methodical, meaning just some real things that we know actually help our nervous system. Do those just day by day, step by step, doing small things that make us feel better. Okay. What do we need to let go of? The Lovers. This could be romantic. That could be a relationship that we need to let go of that's causing anxiety. It also does not have to be romantic. That's just the first thing. Hey, if there's something emotionally going on right now, you got to take steps to write that in a relationship. But it could also just be really big decisions in our life right now that are kind of creating a lot of anxiety because it might be big decisions, big major transitions. So again, we just have to move through those transitions. Just trust yourself that you will get to the other side of those and make really mature moves, the most mature moves that you know how to do for yourself. Okay. What do we need to bring in? The Seven of Cups. Interesting. So I know before it was like a not negative card, but it was a more unsure card. For this one, it's asking you to be a little bit more dreamy. It's asking you to focus on the possibilities. I'm sure we have all seen a lot of cute little memes going on. If you can overthink the worst things, why not overthink the best things too? Like overthink good things as well. Balance out the anxieties. Think of the possibilities of good things that can happen as well, right? Especially bringing it back to our new moon in Capricorn. The new moon in Capricorn asks us to really think about where we put our energy and time into. That means in the mental realm, where do we put our energy? Physical realm, what do we actually spend our time doing? Right? So finding new possibilities that might be a bit more dreamy, but might be a bit more whimsical, more positive to help us through these tough times. Okay. Our self-care card for air signs. Our self-care cards is strength. I love strength. I pulled her earlier for myself. It's a reminder that strength comes from vulnerability. That is true strength. Being compassionate, even when there might be people that aren't being compassionate toward us, is really hard to do that. That's what it means by strength. That doing the hard things, right? Let's see what the self-care ritual is for that one. All right. Fear tolerance. Each day for a week, commit to doing one bold thing that scares you a little bit. Maybe it's making small talk with a stranger, learning a new skill, or asking for help. Notice the way you soften afterwards. That's an interesting one. Okay. I hope that stuck with you in some way, air signs. We're going to go to our fire signs, our last sign of the stream. Thank you guys for hanging out and for sticking around. Let's see. Okay. Our fire signs, Aries. I know them. I swear. I am thinking of people that I know. I'm like, oh, Aries, my Aries that I love. My Aries, my Leos, and my Sagittarius. Okay. The Three of Pentacles, fire signs. Okay, collaboration, finding our team. If we have a strength, find people that either share that strength or kind of make up for our, not our weaknesses, but that everybody has their own strength. So make a strong team by acknowledging other people's strengths, bringing your own, illuminating your own, making it known, and trusting others in their strength. Teamwork means trust. Okay. What do we need to let go of to have that solid teamwork, to have that solid collaboration to further us? We need to let go of the Hanged Man. Interesting. Okay. The Hanged Man is usually a card of individuality, a card of, I'm going to focus on my way. So, hey, maybe put that to the side a little bit. It's calling for teamwork time. And that does mean compromise, negotiation, hearing each other out. Okay, what do we need to bring in to focus to make a successful collaboration? The King of Swords, trusting our own plan. Now, the king isn't my way or the highway all the time. A good king, right? Not a tyrant, because the King of Swords can be a tyrant at times. Very strong mental energy. You don't need to be stubborn to make yourself heard. You don't need to be loud and yell to make yourself heard. The King of Swords asks us again to negotiate wisely. Again, know your final line. Make sure that you speak it and clarify it very clearly. And that will be a great way to bring structure to collaboration, to teamwork. Okay. So making sure that everyone is being heard, but ultimately what your goal is as well. Right. That is good teamwork. Okay. Our advice card for the fire signs, our self-care ritual for the new moon is the 10 of Swords. Collapse. That just means you need to take a little break. Okay. Making maybe a little slowing down time, right? If you've been on that grind, I'm working with people, I'm working with other energies, I'm really trying to make something work right now. It might be kind of heavy. You have to talk with a lot of people. That's a lot of energies. So how do we best help ourselves through those energies that are culminating on us? Opposition action is a skill in DBT, dialectical behavioral therapy, that involves taking an action in direct opposition to what we're feeling, i.e., if we're feeling angry, act in kindness. If we're feeling, act with kindness, concern, or walk away. So instead of letting it pile onto you, doing the opposite of it to kind of deflect it in a way to protect yourself from it. All right. That was for our fire signs. Okay. I appreciate you guys joining. I am going to keep trying to add a little bit more, again, to the front end to kind of help with people coming in, and give more structure to the stream. So I appreciate you guys coming in, putting in your name and the sign that you are. That really does help, knowing who wants a card pull and moving it along. So I really appreciate it. And I'll see y'all back for the full moon, I hope. If you have any questions on the card that you pulled or more clarification, feel free to DM. I don't mind answering. But I appreciate it. Oh, we kept it under like 30 minutes. That's awesome. And I'll post this up soon. All right. Thank you guys. We're going to go ahead and end it, but everyone have a beautiful new moon.